Hello, it's jessicaamaladawn, and I'm back for your Divine Masculine Weekly, and it is for November 30th to December 6th, and it is time for an upgrade. Hi, Kat. Hi, Kirsty. Thanks for joining me. I am sure you'll love my past reading that I just did for the Divine Feminine when you tune in. I hope that this will all make sense as things come out if you have not had a chance to yet watch that. But yeah, like there is a big pull shift of energies happening right now. And ultimately, the work has been done. The work has been completed. The new Earth grids are here. The fifth dimensional Earth grids are here. We're now freely able to connect with the highest vibrations of light and to God and to our star family, to the Pleiadians, to the Arcturians, to the Sirians, to all of our highest, most loving angels, the Elohim and the Seraphim angels. And we no longer have to worry about getting stuck as, these divine feminine who have been in these soul connections of whether they be a twin flame or a soulmate or whoever they are, but these connections that have kept people really stuck. And so, it does not mean that anything bad. The reading was beautiful. It's very positive. It's time. We're free, really, and our blessings are here. Victory is here. We're crossing the fifth dimensional rainbow bridge into the 5D. Everything is here. All we have to do is let go. So I'm going to do this Divine Masculine reading with that in mind, knowing that this is, hi Audrey, thanks for joining, without having any particular person in your head about who you're watching this for, because you don't really know it. Yeah, I'm just going to say that you don't really know who that's going to be on the other side of that bridge when you cross into the fifth dimension. It might be somebody that you already know, but just like I'm asking you to let go of certainty and open yourself to miracles and just knowing what you want and deserve in terms of qualities, and knowing that there are divine masculine that are also ascending and crossing this bridge with you, and that somebody with those perfect qualities is going to be perfectly paired with you. And it's just so important that this time not to be tied to a specific person. Very, very important to be unattached. Doesn't mean you can't have feelings. You cannot be attached, or you will never, ever, ever cross this bridge that's happening this week. So the 2020 portal is here. It's open. I suggest crossing and taking it. So, having said that, let's get into the cards for the masculine. So I was called to pull up my Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild as an overall energy for the masculine, which is awesome because there's some really great masculine cards in here. So let's see what comes out. So let's call in the highest, wisest guides of most benevolent, loving guides, angels, ascended masters of the Divine Masculine Collective, connected to the group watching, and to the Divine Masculine energies of everyone in this group, and calling in God, calling in the 5D New Earth grids, calling in the Atlantean and Lemurian priests and priestesses, and the highest vibrations of light. So what do we need to know for the overall energy? Yeah, beautiful. So what we've got here is spiritual service, number 21. This is awesome. I've been seeing a lot of pictures actually in my mind of the earth in meditations lately. And some of those meditations were actually with divine masculine people. We'll just say people that exhibit men that have divine masculine energy, not like any particular counterpart or anything. Just people that I have the joy of friendship with in some sort or another. Hey Victoria, hey Natalie, thanks for joining. And yeah, every time this has happened, it's just been really, really beautiful, loving energy towards the healing of the whole planet, as opposed to like focusing on a specific person. Like really like very much like light work, working with the fairy realms, working multidimensionally. And you can see here also, actually, it looks like the third eye is getting really activated by a beam of light. And that's also been pretty prominent energy lately of like we'll just say like the galactic beings and the ships of light have been really coming in to activate and awaken the third eye and allow for us to really release we'll just say like release all of our attachment to the darkness, so that we can have this pole shift into the light and into like really, instead of being caught up in our own problems, really being of spiritual service to the planet. So as kind of, we'll just say as like earth angels. Yeah. So the masculine is really stepping into this energy this week, which I think is amazing. Yeah, I feel it. I feel this energy. It's like really, and I felt this energy this week a lot myself, and it's really powerful and it's really beautiful and it's coming in really strong. So, I mean, I'm feeling the intensity of it right now, just talking about it. So a lot of powerful divine masculine energy coming in this week. It's a big week for that. So a big week for the masculine counterparts. And again, not a specific person. So beautiful. I think that's gorgeous. And on the underside, unplug from mass consciousness, which I love. So yeah, I mean, if we really want to come into this, hi Diane, hi Diana. If we really want to come into our higher self, like we have to get out of all of the obsession with being like in the mainstream, like my videos are not really mainstream. Like I don't have like thousands of watchers on YouTube, like watching kind of the same thing. Like I'm not giving you any sort of like propaganda. I don't have a hidden agenda. But like a lot of people that are on there do, not all of them. Some have like good intention. Some, have good intention but aren't necessarily helping people. There's a whole barrage. Some people have bad intentions, or they just are being selfish because they want attention. So again, it just gets back to this whole thing about unplugging from mass consciousness. So if you really want to cross this rainbow bridge this week, masculines, or for the masculine energy in you, you have to you really have to go inside and really connect with these. You really need to get activated, or I should say galactivated, because it is a galactic activation going on. That's really going to help you to become very cosmically aware and very much moving into that vision of like, of really helping people and being really inspired by that vision. And that's what I want for everybody here, is to have a vision of really making the world better and really moving towards that. So let's pull some cards for the masculine for the week, for beginning, middle, and end. Okay. Kat said I'm already way too masculine. Well, I'm talking about the divine masculine. So I don't know anybody that's way too divine masculine. I don't think you can be way too divine masculine. I actually, I can think of some people that I've like, had the good fortune of being associated with that are masculine, or men that really are doing their absolute best to be of service and to promote the idea of using our divine masculine energy to be of service to the world. And but they're not the majority, and it's sort of still an energy that we'll just say needs like more divine feminines to be more grounded in their energy in order to birth it, because it's that, let's just say for men, when they can connect with a woman that is really embodying her divine feminine, it helps them to embody their divine masculine and to step forward more in spiritual service. Very much so. It's harder the other way around. It doesn't really work that way. So Yeah. So, and just to speak to your point, I would say, yes, a lot of us are way too masculine in the sense that like we have been fed so much ideas about having to be so productive and go, go, go. And like, we're all like, as we're like women with wombs that are meant to birth creativity and birth ideas and like be intuitive, and yet we've been like in many cases like been in jobs where we've been forced to be very much like worker bees and very productive, and there's still women all over the world that like do production lines, and it's just not what is really meant. Like women are like it's just not, no one's really meant to live that way, but like it just it's very disruptive of the flow of a woman. So yes, a lot of women have been sort of really disrupted of that. So I think that is kind of like what you meant. So let's get an energy for the beginning of the week for the masculine, and then the middle of the week and our highest good, and the end of the week for our highest good. Interesting. Okay. And then I'm going to pull an Akashic Tarot to go with each of these, and then I'm going to speak to them. So, wow. I just looked at the clock and it was just at 11:17, which is very auspicious. Been seeing that a lot lately. It's really a number of, I feel like it's a very powerful number of like union with our higher self, union with our truth. Let's see. And I think it's also very connected with magic and miracles. What else do we know for the middle of the week? What do we need to know for the middle of the week? And what do we need to know for the end of the week? Interesting. Okay. So some of the cards are the same. So there's a little bit of overlap here. So at the beginning of the week, where are we going to do this? Like this. Okay. So the beginning of the week, we've got contract in reverse and caught in the ruins in reverse. So it's just very, very straightforward message. Like either your masculine energy, but most likely a, masculine, predominantly divine masculine person is leaving a situation, whether it's a job or relationship, that was keeping them stuck. So probably a relationship, probably a marriage, most likely. And this kind of came up last week that something was really ending for a masculine counterpart in the middle of the week. And so now it's looking like that's just advanced. That's like advancing for sure. It just confirms that that did occur and it's moving forward, getting them out of situations that were not really their ultimate partner. So I'm feeling a lot of pain around that still. It's like, like not, and even if they weren't married, like it's just something that was like very committed or soul contract is like really ended. And now it's like they're free and they've got to like step forward, right? So, but again, I think the reason why I'm feeling this pain, if you look at the middle of the week, is like we've got carrying connections in reverse. And then, but we've also got add some, which is also like wishes fulfilled. So something, again, it's like something about the pain of it and of this like relationship ending, which is why I definitely think it has to do with, again, a relationship over a job with this carrying connections card. It's really opening them up to be able to like receive their higher guidance and have their larger, deeper wishes fulfilled about what it is they're looking for. And again, like the cards are all very similar and speaking to each other, because to confirming this add some of receiving all this guidance and having their wishes fulfilled is just like the feminine, they got the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So they're opening up, and we've got that with loving elementals. And typically in reverse, this card is meaning that there's like a need for a lot more play. So which, it's not really the kind of like sitting around and like meditating for 4 hours kind of opening from what I see. Especially with like there's like little fairies on this card, and this card is like all about connecting with the fairies and the elementals to play. especially with children, you know, like playing with children, and like something about the innocence of that, being in nature, just like really being, you know, uplifted by play. It's actually it's one of the actually the most helpful things to open up your crown chakra and really connect with your highest guidance and with the Akashic records. If you're so serious, like you can't actually get in to those places. So it's like a kind of like, you know, with it coming reverse, it's just saying like, you know, like this is here, you can do it. You can like cross that bridge. And when I said time, I called this video, the channel message was time for an upgrade, right? And it is time for them to have an upgrade, to start like receiving more guidance. And, you know, with this showing up on both sides, at the end of the week with this crown chakra, this is like a very broad energy for everybody, for the feminine and the masculine. There's something happening cosmically that's aligning to allow people to have this major reconnection of their crown. And I actually think this energy is going on for the next couple of weeks, even into mid-December. And so, you know, the opportunity is a beautiful window of opportunity to take it and to play and to open up and release all these things that were keeping you burdened and stuck, you know, and like very imprisoned and in the dark, and then opening up from like this awful dark, you know, dungeon into like all this light and play and happiness again. So it's a big turnaround, you know, it's a big victory. So with all that fairy talk, I think we should need to pull a fairy card. Hello, Jasmine. Thanks for joining. Man, you guys have to go back and watch the feminine video. I ranted. I didn't even call it the feminine video. I was a meanie, but in such a good way. You gotta watch. So, all right. What fairy card for the masculine this week? To clarify. Oh my gosh. I just dropped so many. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love it. So the main card, and then I'll just give you like a little extra energy that kind of popped up, is the Singer of Transfiguration, but it came out in reverse. Look at this little beauty. Number 11. And 11 is all about connecting with our higher self, right? And our guidance. So with the crown chakra card. And look, it's also, we've got the 11 and the 22, you know. So like really, really, really good week for the masculine to be connecting multidimensionally. And let's read the message for this fairy. So we've got here transformation, transcendence, and metamorphosis. And so yeah, so it's basically the same meaning, upright or reverse. It's one of the most positive cards in the deck. And he calls it like the jackpot card, but it means that there's joy and success after a time of struggle, and a new way of life has been accepted and integrated. A sense of inner peace is growing. The struggle has all been worth it. This is a time of consolidation and joy, and it is both a reward for past achievements and a time of preparation for the next climb on the path. But reversed, all that really means is that the completion of that process is just around the corner. So it's not quite here, but it's very close. So how wonderful of a message is that? So, and again, especially when we see this opening here, right? So something that there's been a lot of resistance around for the masculine is, you know, it's ending and they're starting to open up. And again, I just think that like with the loving elementals reversed, I think it's just the only thing that could be holding it back. And that's why, you know, it's not right here. It's right around the corner. It's just like learning how to open to play more again, because I've been so stuck for so long. So, and then the extra kind of little fun energy that popped out was The fairy who was kissed by the pixies. And this is all about like new love. I won't read it all because, like, again, I think that's why it was sort of like just popped out on the floor, because it is suggestive that what is around the corner is something new. But you have to end something old, and you have to like really, not only do they have to finish the past, but they really also need to like develop their own connection before they can really move forward into this. So I think that's beautiful. I wanted to pull a Lemurian card for the masculine for this week, so which is just a sign that I didn't pull one of these for the feminine this week, but I feel like it's just a sign that there's a lot of powerful shift happening, right, for the masculine this week, again with the Lightworker card. So it could be that they're, you know, having a very powerful week spiritually. It's just the feeling I get. And whereas the feminine is like really just like completed, done, crossing the rainbow bridge, victory's done, we're done, and we're crossing, and then, you know, and the masculines that are going to cross soon are going to cross soon. So it's really, really good. So what is this energy? Nice. Unlock your gifts. It's like hard to read that. There we go. Look at this beauty. It says sacred gifts, energy senses, pure love is the key. I love it. And look at these gorgeous dolphins, helping them connect with their higher self. The Syrian dolphins. And I've been talking a lot about spiritual keys lately and golden keys and how that's helping people to really ascend. So, yeah, and you know, it's really kind of very appropriate, right? Because like they were locked up, totally disconnected from spirit, from really understanding the multidimensionality of this experience of growing into their divine masculine. And now, you know, they've got the key and they're free, and they're opening up literally to like hearing their voice, the voices, hearing the messages from spirit, hearing their ancestors, hearing their angels. It's all happening. So all of this, like, and it's because the 5D New Earth grid is here. And the cabal and the dark forces that were controlling everything they can't control it anymore. The New Earth grid is here. Like, so basically, like, they can't stop people from, like, basically that is the key that unlocked things. And like, so now people are going to hear. The masculine's going to hear. So, and before, like, they need that. They pull the energy up from the earth. The feminine is like, was getting all this insight, you know, cosmically, galactically, but they didn't necessarily have that same tools, that same access. But now with the New Earth grid, they're like receiving things through that, because that's how they're receiving. But until that was in place, which is like only very recent, most masculine were not able to really like feel and sense a lot of what's going on. So like, this is what this is my sense. This is what I think. And I know that's like, you know, I know that there's been some masculine that have been able to like fully kind of be in tune and in touch prior, but I know divine masculine people who like recently, like I've had conversations and like I've tapped into like their grid points around the world, and like fairy portal sites that they're connected to, and they've gone to these sites and they've been activated, and now all this stuff is coming through, and they've even said how like things are really shifting, and like it really helped them that they had that conversation, and like that they, you know, went and did these activations at these, in this case it was like a special waterfall site, but at these different sort of grid points and sacred sites, and like this is how they're getting activated. Like, I'm not making this shit up. Like, it's all making sense to me. All the pieces are coming together. So it's really exciting. And I can tell you, like the divine masculine collective that's really truly on this, whether that's somebody who you think or not, they're wonderful people, as wonderful as the divine feminine. They just haven't all had the same access to the higher guidance. So, and just to tell you, the underside of the deck for the Akashic, I never showed it, was wishes fulfilled in reverse. So again, something is with a wish fulfilled is like, right, it's around the corner. It's just, the time to kind of like go on that journey is just like not, it's just not quite here. But it's a beautiful week, and these are beautiful messages. Man, I can't believe how fast this reading went. Like I usually never feel like I finished a reading in under 30 minutes. That's like unheard of. Hey Julie, thanks for joining. What else wants to come through? Oh yeah, let's pull them a Keeper of the Light. We love Keepers of the Light. What's the Keeper of the Light for the masculine for this week? Nice. Katumi, Cloak of Wisdom. You already know the answer you seek. Trust what you know. Yeah. And we've got the Ouroboros, which is beautiful. So, and this beautiful golden light coming through. So, yeah, a big part of it is just like starting to step into like trusting what is coming through, you know. But it's like really here. It's really here. I feel like pulling one more. Yeah, this resonates really strong. Kalima, Facing Fear. It says major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. So, and I really, really feel that with this card. It was like a gush of energy coming through for the masculine. So they're really, really opening up spiritually this week. But the facing fear part is right. It's like coming out of Plato's cave. Like you've been stuck in a cave and the light is like, I don't know the light. Like, can I trust the light? I don't know this. But they're going to, and it's all going to work out. And they just have to face their fear of the unknown and move towards it, and they're gonna soar, right? Because they're gonna like really open up their crown chakra. I mean, the fact that they're already like they're making such a big stride in such a short time and opening up their crown is just a testament to how much like background work has already been done to lead up to this by the feminine, by grid workers around the world, you know, by things that have been happening to them like physically in terms of their own upgrades that they might not have even been aware of, because of these blocks that were put on so that they couldn't connect. So yeah, I think it's gorgeous. And the Kali is like such a beautiful positive energy of removing darkness to move into light. So, you know, I've seen the power of how she works and moves, and she's here to really say, you know, that she's here to really say that like we're free. We're really free, and that the darkness has been removed from the universe for us to move forward with great love and passion, you know, for the ascension. And I hear great success, great success. So yeah, it's beautiful. So that is it. Like I said in the Divine Feminine reading at the beginning, and I'll say it at the end of this video. I am not sure how I'm going to proceed with this group because of this pole shift, and because we are crossing, you know, in the Rainbow Bridge into 5D. So I'm not sure. I kind of said in the other one, like, I think it's like done, like it's over. I think that I have to think about how I might want to do things in a different format. But I don't know what that is yet. So, hey Ashley, thanks for that. Yeah, I appreciate that. So I'll just, you know, have to provide an update and see how it goes. But I'm gonna really have to tune into my guides and to my Akashic records, because I really want to be helping people that need to do their womb healing and womb clearing. And there's only so many things that like I can do at once, but that's really the key to helping like the collective cross into 5D is like all this like womb clearing work. So And I can explain, maybe I'll just like come back and explain more of that another time. So I'll leave you in a little bit of suspense about how things are going to shift. So I'm sending you all lots of love, and I hope that you have a wonderful week. And please do not hold any attachment to any particular person, any counterpart, or anyone. And know that, except for, of course, your love for yourself and your loving care of your children, if you have them, who you're responsible for, and let everything else just be, and trust in God. All right? Sending you lots of love. Bye-bye.